All right, hey, here's a question of the day. Who knows how to skin a deer? There's so many different methods on how people will skin a deer, and I'm just going to show you how I do it. I've seen guys use a golf ball. I've seen guys use they have a really extravagant setup where they got hooks in the concrete, and they do a whole lot of this and a whole lot of that. But I'm just going to show you a whole lot of what I do. So if you don't know how to skin a deer, you're fixing to learn how. All right. My name's Chuck Barrison, and this is Public Land Outdoors. All right, hey, we got this doe. Shot it on that doe tag. Oh, Yall transferred his doe tag. I am the luckiest individual. Guess what? I'm not keeping the meat. I'm gonna give the meat to my brother so he can enjoy the harvest. But I got that doe tag. Was it last week from a co-worker, and then Bob he transferred his doe tag to me. So we're gonna clean this deer real quick, and I want to show you guys how I skin a deer out, quartered up, and maybe you'll find it useful. One thing I do first, as you can tell, this deer just came out of the woods. Don't seem to have a real bad tick infestation at all. I mean, I noticed that there's probably some on there, but it's not that bad. What I like to do with the deer first is I like to just rinse it down. I like to get the hair wet. And the reason I do that is when you start cutting and this hair is dry, that hair starts flying and it gets on the meat and all that. But if you wet the whole thing down, you don't have to worry about all loose hair floating around, landing on your meat, and then you have to rinse it off. And we rinse it off anyhow, but it just makes the process easier. So we'll squirt it down. Just get it good and wet. All right, so I use two knives. The reason I use two knives, I use one knife to skin it, and then I use another knife to quarter it up, debone it, whatever. But as you can tell, I always have a knife that has a gut hook, and I'm going to show you with and without a gut hook how easy the gut hook is. I'll do from here down to here with the gut hook, and you'll see how easy that gut hook works. And then I'll do the rest of it down with the front of the blades, just so you can see how I do that. All right, so what I do, for some reason I always start on my left, I'm right-handed, and I come about up in here somewhere, and I just poke a hole into that meat, not meat, but the hide right there. As you can see, I got a little hole in it. So once I get a hole in it, turn the knife around, put the gut hook in there, and just pull it down. Look at that. It's like a zipper. All right? That's pretty easy. See what I mean by the hair? Even though it's wet, it still flies. So if you don't have a gut hook, you don't want to run your knife directly into the deer. You kind of do it at an angle. So you grab that hide. All right? And that's where I stopped it with the gut hook. And so I just grab that hide at an angle and I just work down. See how easy? The gut hook is so much easier. So we'll actually not do this side with a gut hook. What we'll do is, basically what I'm going to do is like a big Y. So we'll come back right in here somewhere. And come up with the knife pointed out up underneath the hide. See that? And grab this. Like I said, this is a doe, so I just get a handful of these udders right here and cut it back behind it. Yeah, that's milk coming out. Alright, so there we go. We basically got the Y up the legs all the way down. And then I go back up here and I just start, know where the body's at, know where the ham is at, and just start taking it off of the ham here. I want you to look at this right here. Now this is a little gland that you need to make sure you get off when you're cutting. So take that gland off. See right there? You gotta take it off right there. And it goes with the hide. Don't leave it on the meat. You don't want to grind that up in your meat if you're gonna get hamburger or whatever. Basically come up here. Try to keep the knife on the inside, not on the hair side, but on the fleshy side. So I'm not cutting so much loose hair out of there. Come back over here. Same thing. And around. See where I'm at right here on the fleshy side, so we're not cutting so much hair. And when you only have one person to help it come off, pull the deer towards you while it's hanging, and the weight wants to pull it back. So when you're pulling on the hide, you can see right here where it's wanting to pull away, and it just doesn't take a whole lot of effort. It'll come right off. So we got that point. We'll start on the other leg. Start right here on the back side of the leg. Do basically the same thing that we did on the other ham. Kind of pull it towards you, let the deer's weight pull away from you. So you can get this hide off pretty doggone quick. See, remember that gland? It's right there. All right. All right, so now we're back here by the tail. Some folks will call it a vent. I call it the butthole. Back here by the butthole. All right, grab hold of that little hole we got right there. What? What? All right, just keep working it now. Eventually you're going to see the that canal where the turds come out. That's the first time that ever did that to me. Holy cow. Alright, so then you're going to come up to the tail. And basically just find the cartilage in the tail. This is where I like to use that serrated end. Okay, God almighty. And just cut right through that cartilage right there at the tail. Once you get that, you're basically home free now. See, now we got it. Now we're just going to grab it right there where the tail is at and shuck it on out. Alright, we'll start off with this leg right here. Just see where the leg is at. Just start cutting the hide towards the leg. Once you come up to the leg, I use a gut hook and I just slice right down it. Just like that. Get at least to this joint right here. I won't really down far, but just get at least to that joint. Once you get to that joint, I like to make that see too high. Just get the hide off of it. Basically, it's just getting the hide off of it from here. All right. I'll show y'all some. If it had horns, it'd be easier to do this, but you can do it without horns. I'm gonna do everything without using a pair of loppers. Yeah, instead of lopping off the legs, lopping off this, lopping off the head, I'm gonna show you just how to do it all with just a knife. So basically, cut it down to your hip bone. Make sure your cut's all the way through. Once you get it all the way cut, you just take that head and you twist it, and you'll hear it pop. Like I said, it's easier when they got horns. Yeah. You got the head off. When they got horns, it's a lot easier. You got handlebars. You can grab hold of it and turn that thing off. All right, so we're gonna take off the front part of the legs. Like I said, I'm gonna show you how to do this so you ain't gotta use a pair of loppers, saw, or anything like that. You basically bend that leg right there, get in front of the knuckle right there. You can see me just tapping it. I'm breaking those tendons. So just cut across the front of the knuckle, and you see where it's broke free. Once you get that broke free like that, just grab that with one hand and the bottom of the leg with the other and twist it. Now the only thing that's holding it is the tendons. I mean, tendons were holding it in the first place, but it was held by that joint. So now you just cut that part off. There you go. Same thing with the other one. Bend it right there at the face. Here's the tendons popping. Alright. One hand, and the other. You can see the shoulder's kind of shot. Actually, it's not that bad. Turn around the other way. There you go. Pretty cool. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and gut this thing. So all the guts are sitting down here. If y'all watched that field dressing video, you see, notice I started up here by the brisket. Well, now, since it's hanging upside down, I'm gonna start up here because everything is, gravity's got it pulled down here. So I won't poke anything. So basically, get your hole started. Use your gut hook. Get it in that hole. Get ready now, because it will get messy. You got the bucket ready, and just get up underneath it. Here's something just then didn't want to. Alright, just let it fall out. And remember the inner membrane that holds all that stuff to the cavity. Basically, you just get in there and clean that out. Yeah, part's tore up. There we go. Cleaned out. See? Alright, so now y'all know how to skin a deer. You know how to get it to this point. Maybe the next one I'll show you how to quarter it up. This will keep you, I'll keep stringing you along. Anyhow, that's it. Once you get the skin off it like that, you're pretty much home free. Alright, I'm gonna get. Appreciate y'all watching, appreciate your support. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and hey, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Spread the word. Public Land Outdoors, best daggone YouTube channel out there. All right, see y'all next time. Take care.